Hey everybody, welcome back to FSI DFS. I'm EdRuler31. Hope everybody's having a safe and enjoyable 4th of July weekend. Happy birthday, America. TK is still on vacation. He should return next week to join me for videos. And today we are going to break down the Cup race for Road America. And we saw some interesting things with qualifying, like I thought that would bring us some chalky plays today where Noah Gragson blew an engine in practice and didn't even qualify. So, he ended up at the bottom and some other good cars ended up there. Kyle Busch ended up winning. There were some wrecks that happened. They completely screwed up. I think like 5 cars wrecked on the first pace lap. They called it a practice lap. Unbelievable. So hopefully the Cup drivers are a little bit better at this, but we'll see. So as you see on the screen here, same thing as we did for Xfinity. I took their speeds from similar tracks. So we have the course Dakota track, which was the monsoon, which some of the data I might just throw out there. The Sonoma track, which they ran recently, and Daytona. So the 3 road courses they've been on. And then I factored in what their practice speed was. So I ranked them 1 to 40th. I think there's 40 cars in the field currently. And from there, that's what I used as their starting position based on their practice speed, not their qualifying speed. So once we get the qualifying, then we'll know what the true order is. But this is just to kind of give us if their practice speed indicates where they should qualify, it should give us an idea maybe about where they should start. And Xfinity again was pretty close. I mean, there were some people that did much better in qualifying than practice and some did worse, but majority of them were close to where their practice speeds were. So fastest speed in practice was Kurt Busch. He comes in at 8,800. And don't look at my plays here too much because I threw those in before I saw any of the practice speeds. But Kurt Busch, if he's going to be this fast in practice at 8,800, he is statistically one of the best road course drivers out there in decent equipment. So definitely like him. So I think, if he ends up starting close to the top or just seeing the speed in practice, if something messes up, I think he's a cash play. Kyle Busch, yes, I know Kyle Busch won today, and I know Kyle Busch is in better form, but I just think that he sometimes makes mistakes. He had great running position in Coda and Sonoma. He's in the Skittles car, which I believe is undefeated. So I think depending on where he qualifies, he could be a cash play, but I still just keep him as GPP. Just even Noah Gragson, who was probably the chalkiest player, I still couldn't play him in Xfinity just because his propensity to make mistakes, to wreck, things like that. Kyle Busch, it seems like it's more pit mistakes. It seems like NASCAR doesn't like him, and like they kind of try to change the narrative by throwing caution flags to screw him or coming up with that. He was 1/1,000,000th of a tick too fast going on pit road or coming off pit road, silly things like that. Austin Cinderick is third. Doesn't really surprise me. He's actually a really good road course driver. He did really well here in Xfinity. He won the last one here that in 2020. So that's definitely a cash play at 83. We'll see where he qualifies. Ryan Blaney is another one who's been decent on road courses. I think he could be a cash play here too. Tyler Radek, this kind of surprised me because I had him as a fade. I don't really think he's a good road course driver. 24 average road position in Daytona, 17 in Sonoma, 14 in Coda. I mean, he had good speed here. We'll see where he qualifies, but I think with the actual race on this course, I'm not as much interested. Denny Hamlin, he has never raced here before. So, and he's one that, studies courses. I don't know if he had a chance to come out here. I mean, at least they had the one practice. So, he's a good road course driver. I wouldn't say he's elite. Like he did really good at Daytona, but that really wasn't a road course. That was more like a super speedway with cones. I mean, Cody, you got to kind of throw out with the weather. Sonoma, 12 average running position. So again, it all depends on where he qualifies. AJ Almandinger is a really good road course driver. Um, this car should be a decent car. He had a good race today. I definitely see him top 10 finish, even better than some of the Cup drivers here. So I have him as a GPP. 9K is a little. I just really want to see where he qualifies. Christopher Bell might be one of my favorite plays here in the whole slate. I'm going to mark him as prime right now. I'm hoping something happens in qualifying that this Gibbs car sometimes gets disqualified or have like issues with tech. So if he starts like back in the field or something outside the top 10, I'm going to lock him in. He's a really good road course driver. He's running in the Ferrari race here also. That's why I put that to memory, who's in the Ferrari race. So I really like him at 8K. Throw out Coda. If I get rid of that number, he's got like the 6th fastest speed rank. I just so many good things to say about Christopher Bell and road courses and his pricing. I think he is somebody that I really will have a lot of ownership on. Kyle Larson, just incredible season. Road courses has been decent also. So the teal one's a road course specialist. I don't know if I'd really consider him that. I might have to take the teal off of him. But I think just with his recent form and everything, I think depending on where he qualifies, he'd be a good play. Chase Briscoe is another really good road course driver from his Xfinity days. He's seen this course before. I think that he has been Daytona was a little shaky, Sonoma, so maybe he's a little bit underwhelming. Maybe I like the price on him here. We'll have to see where he qualifies. I think the cash is more on the price than his actual skill, but we'll see on that. Byron, I think, is a GPP. Bowman has solid history at road courses. He's never been like top 5, but I think he's like consistent top 10. So if he qualifies outside the top 10, I think he's decent. Ross Justine is a GPP simply because this track has places where it favors aggressive driving, and that's Ross Chastain's style. So I think you might be able to make passes where other people would not dare to, if he can keep the car on the track, because he doesn't have much experience here. I believe that he could have a good day, but I really want to see where he qualifies from there. Chase Elliott has been like the road course master. I think he had made a mistake or had a penalty or something that cost him Daytona. They threw the flag, so he won Coda, but even in Sonoma, he was decent. So I think he's one, especially like if he starts outside the top 10, definitely would lock him in. I think he's probably one of my favorite studs here. I think everybody would be on Kyle Busch, but I think Chase Elliott is definitely one I'll be looking at. Austin Dillon's running Trans Am's here. He did pretty good in that race. I think he was up. He finished. Let's see here. Where did he finish? He finished 5th. Sam Mayer won the race. So, he's gotten some extra laps in here. The equipment's okay. So I think he's his pricing, again, it all depends on where he qualifies, but he's somebody that I think is in consideration also. Cole Custer's a fade. I don't really like him here. Hopefully he doesn't run over Tony or Mark Truex again. Kevin Harvick, he ran the race in Xfinity. He did decent. He finished, I think, 8th, but that was against the Xfinity drivers. Really wasn't fast here in practice. He just I don't think he's going to do well here. I like the price on Kevin Harvick, but I think he'll play him in some GPP lines, but not cash. Bubba Wallace, I think he did great in Pocono, like I said, but this isn't his track, so fade there. Mark Truex, not because my daughter loves him, but I think that she really showed us something at Sonoma that he's like pretty strong. He was good at Daytona. If he didn't have Cole Custer run underneath him in the monsoon at Coda, he could have been good. So I think that he is definitely going to contend for this one here. Matty Benedetto, GPP, don't really like him. Buscher is actually a decent road course driver. Joey Logano is a road course driver. He's usually up in the top 5. He doesn't win many of these, but at least he's finishing top 5. Mike McDowell is actually has been a decent road course driver. I don't know about at this track. I think he won this one actually back here in like 14, 15, 16 back in Xfinity. So he has run here before. So I think that's why I have him as cash, because I think that he could, he's in a decent car, this front row motorsports. So I think I like him on super speedways and road course. And I think he'll be fine here. LaJoy, Keselowski, I'm fading. Keselowski just has really struggled at road courses. He doesn't seem to really have speed here, 25th, so I'm out on him. Stenhouse is GPP only because I think he's really going to, his aggressiveness helps him. Same thing as Chastain. Amarola, I'm out on. Suarez, Trackhouse Racing just brought out 2 Chip Ganassi teams. They're going big for next year. So Suarez, this team's got some money. They're investing in him. He's a decent road course driver. So if he starts like in 28th, this GPP might change to cash. Alfredo and Haley, I'm out on. Cody Ware is actually really low priced. He has raced here in so many different types of cars, types of series, knows the course. Equipment's okay, so I'm okay there. Eric Jones is a good road course driver. I'm just this petty car just kind of scares me. James Davison, I'm out on. Ryan Newman, he ran in the Trans Am race, but he did not do super great. He finished, let me look that up again. Ryan Newman finished, actually he didn't do too bad. He did 10th. So he has taken some laps here. He's super hard to pass. He's just so frustrating to play. So if he starts anywhere in the 30s, obviously you're probably going to lock him in because he's going to get up into the 20s, probably 10th place differential. And that's what we're really looking for here. You want to try to figure out the couple of guys who are going to win the race. So like you said, I'm looking at probably Christopher Bell, Truex, or Elliott as my winners here. And then the rest of these guys, like Ty Dillon, like he raced road courses and dirt tracks with his brother, like growing up. But he's just been this isn't a great car. Ryan Eversley and Kyle Tiffy are on GPPs only because they have like Trans Am and like other car and a lot of road course experience coming into here. I think Everly's only driven like, I don't think he's really even driven like a NASCAR before. So we'll just remain. Obviously, their speed wasn't great. Their teams aren't great, so they could break down and not even do well. Blicky, I really liked him in the Xfinity race. I thought he was a dark horse, but then he wrecked. So he's a GPP just because he's seen the course and has some laps here. Quinn Huff, Ryan Preece, I'm not interested in any of these guys. So kind of wraps things up. It's like I said, you're just going to have to pay attention. There's very limited window. I know with like parties and stuff, I think, as we said in Xfinity, there could be some dead lineups. People are going to set it and forget it, and then they're not going to realize that there's some real gems once qualifying ends. So it's going to be a scramble. So just make sure you're paying attention. Place differential. So if there's good drivers that, you look at this video and you see some of these guys up here who had some speed, had some problems in qualifying and starting down here, then they're going to be great plays. You see the guys that are in teal, those are definitely some of your above average road course drivers. So take some notes and hopefully build some good lineups and have some good results. So looking forward to it. So again, have a safe holiday with your family and friends celebrating. If you have any questions, hit me up at Twitter at MegaRuler31. Leave some comments here in the comments. We can see if we can help you out with some questions there. And just best of luck, and hopefully we'll see some good weather, some great racing, some green screens at the end of the day. Take care.